Recent images of the Three-Eyed Atlas, the third interstellar object ever observed from Earth, have surfaced. What they reveal is both fascinating and unsettling. A massive blood-red cloud suddenly emerges from the abyss of space, stretching for thousands of kilometers. At its center lies the Three-Eyed Atlas, an interstellar visitor that has become even more enigmatic with time. This is the first time something like this has been observed. An unusual glow ahead of the object, directed towards the sun. Scientists, with their telescopes aimed at the unknown, expected to see the familiar image of a comet. Instead, they were met with something entirely different, a sinister red phantom, releasing gas at an astonishing speed, but without any of the typical signs of a common comet. This new image not only adds another piece to the cosmic puzzle but also flips the entire board. What exactly is the Three-Eyed Atlas? And why is this phenomenon so terrifying? The object, now dubbed the Red Anomaly, presents itself in all its strangeness, evoking a sense of unease that goes beyond mere curiosity. Forget everything you imagine about a comet. There's no smooth, shining tail, nor a bright white head. The latest portrait of the Three-Eyed Atlas shows a monstrous blood-red coma, a vast cloud of gas and dust surrounding a barely visible core. It's not just a slight variation in color. We're talking about a deep, unsettling crimson hue, something astronomers have rarely, if ever, seen on this scale. What does this mean for our understanding of space? What else could be lurking in the shadows of the cosmos? The answers may be even stranger and more terrifying than we can imagine. The cosmic mane of the Three-Eyed Atlas stretches vast and immense, spanning over 90,000 kilometers, a massive red veil that unfurls through the abyss of space. To put this in perspective, you could fit more than 10 Earth-sized planets inside this blood-red, haunting cloud. But it's not just the color that's unsettling scientists. It's what no one is telling you about the composition of this cloud. Something is off, and no one has the full explanation. Spectrographic analysis, the true chemical fingerprint of light, revealed a shocking result. The cloud is almost entirely made up of carbon dioxide. There's no mix of ice, dust, and frozen gases typically associated with comets. Instead, the Three-Eyed Atlas is releasing CO2 at an astonishing rate of 70 kilograms per second, almost like a cosmic chimney, spewing gas into the void of space. This phenomenon should be accompanied by a stunning tail, as expected from comets releasing gases and dust. But the Three-Eyed Atlas has no tail. None. It's like watching a great fire without smoke. How can we explain that? The math of comet physics, as we know it, falls apart here. Something is wrong. In theory, comets sublimate, ice turns directly into gas under the sun's light, creating the coma and tail. But the Three-Eyed Atlas seems to disregard this sequence, producing gas but no grand finale, no tail. The gas simply accumulates in the red cloud, persistent and inexplicable. The mystery deepens as more discoveries are made. Initially, astronomers thought the core of the Three-Eyed Atlas was small, just a few kilometers in diameter, given its faint brightness. But new observations made by NASA's Sphere-X telescope revealed a surprising revelation. The core is much larger than previously thought, with an estimated size of 46 kilometers in diameter. What was supposed to be a regular comet now seemed more like a peculiar object, almost like a miniature planet made of frozen CO2 and other volatiles. Yet it remains dark and distant, not shining as it should. But the Three-Eyed Atlas was never a comet. Not at any point. When it was first detected, still at a distance, astronomers prepared for a one-of-a-kind celestial spectacle. Its trajectory would take it close to the sun, and predictions indicated it could become visible to the naked eye, possibly rivaling the brightest stars in the night sky. But what happened next was a total surprise. The Three-Eyed Atlas began to behave erratically. Its brightness wasn't constant. The object would flare up and then dim unexpectedly. Its coma would change color, its shape would distort. How do we make sense of that? For specialists, this inconsistency was a sign of something much larger, an object structurally unstable, unable to withstand the forces of the inner solar system. And then came what seemed like the ultimate betrayal. the three-eyed atlas disintegrated. Or so we thought. Scientists observed what appeared to be the comet breaking into smaller pieces. The great spectacle of the century was cancelled before it even began. But here's where the story gets even more intriguing. Even after breaking apart, the three-eyed atlas refused to follow the normal course. The fragments kept traveling together, a ghostly procession, each piece now sprouting its own strange mini-coma. Something wasn't right. The comet that disintegrated didn't behave like anything we expected. And what no one knew at the time was that the data about the CO2 cloud had been withheld. There was a delay. Why the silence? What was in the initial data that was considered so unbelievable it had to be reanalyzed? The mystery grows with every passing moment, and the answers were only beginning to emerge. When the data was finally released, the truth came to light: the three-eyed atlas was never a regular comet. It was something completely different. Its composition and behavior defied all conventional explanations. We were facing something that came from beyond, something that had traveled for millions of years through the interstellar void, and as it approached the sun, it finally revealed its true and utterly baffling nature. The story was far from over. The three-eyed atlas was not just a cosmic visitor, it was a messenger from another star system, a fragment from a distant place, carrying secrets we still cannot comprehend. But one thing was certain: it was not what we thought. Nothing about it followed the rules we know. Now, let me ask you, are you as intrigued as I am? If so, don't forget to leave a like so more people can unravel this mystery with you. Because the story of the three-eyed atlas still has much more to reveal. A massive object, 28 meters wide, emerges from interstellar space, disguises itself as a comet, and then creates a light show that defies all known laws of physics before mysteriously darkening. We have the image of a blood-red coma, with no tail, and a composition pointing to an origin in the coldest corners of some unknown stellar system. The question we need to ask ourselves, the question the average person sitting at home is probably thinking, is, does any of this make sense? Is the universe really this strange? Or are we missing a crucial detail? The thing is, when we step back and look at the bigger picture, it feels like we're trying to describe an elephant, but all we can see is its tail, or, in this case, the lack of it. Science progresses by fitting observations into existing models. But when observations don't fit, the models need to change. And the three-eye atlas isn't just adjusting the model, it's burning it down. If something this bizarre has made its way into our home, what else is heading our way? What do you think is the true story behind this object? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the unknown.